Introducing the 1995 Legacy. This new vehicle represents the highest standards of Subaru quality and innovation. While the 95 Legacy is somewhat similar to previous models, there are several new features and design enhancements. This video program outlines the proper procedures and recommended sequence for performing a pre-delivery inspection on the 1995 Legacy. The inspection program will be broken into the following segments: pre-road test, road test, and post-road test. As you go through each of the items on the PDI checklist, keep in mind that there's a lot riding on your judgment and analysis. We want every Legacy to be delivered in top condition, so keep your eyes and ears open. If it doesn't feel right to you, it probably won't feel right to the customer either. Before we start our step-by-step pre-delivery inspection, let's take a few minutes to discover the new Legacy's upgraded supplemental restraint system. In the interest of safety, this system features both a driver's side and passenger side airbag, designed to function with a knee bolster and 3-point safety belts. As in recent Legacy models, the driver's side airbag is stored beneath the steering wheel center hub cover. The new passenger side airbag is stored on top of the dash above the glove box. The system is activated when inertia sensors receive a frontal shock from an impact occurring at speeds equal to or greater than approximately 12.5 miles per hour. During a routine pre-delivery inspection and in the course of most service and maintenance operations, the SRS system presents no special challenges. However, there are some specific precautions listed in the service manual for working in and around SRS-equipped vehicles. As long as you follow proper service procedures, the system is no more hazardous to work around than other vehicle components, such as the battery or the fuel system. Now let's begin the pre-delivery inspection with our pre-road test evaluation. First, remove the pre-printed PDI check sheet from the owner information kit found in the glove box. Then record the vehicle identification number and the dealer code in the spaces provided on the PDI form. Keep this form close at hand, since you'll be checking off each task as it's completed. Next, locate and pop the hood release. Begin the engine compartment inspection by releasing the hood and propping it in its normal up position. You'll notice this vehicle is also equipped with a high service position for the hood prop rod. Locate the main fuse box and remove the fuse box cover. Notice the 15-amp fuse in the transit position. Remove it and then insert it into the proper clock memory position as indicated on the fuse box cover. Then replace the cover. While working under the hood, it's a good time to check all the fluid levels and add fluids when necessary. Fill the windshield washer tank. In station wagons, this tank stores fluid for both front and rear washer systems. Then check the battery and check the brake fluid level. And ensure that the engine coolant recovery tank is at its proper level. Also, check the front differential. Then check the levels of the engine oil and power steering fluid. If equipped with air conditioning, make sure to connect the compressor clutch lead. Perform a general inspection of the engine compartment, checking for leaks, loose clamps, and damage to hoses or wires. Next, verify that both engine drive belts have the proper tension. If everything checks out, close the hood and make sure it locks and fits correctly. Before you head back inside the new Legacy, remove the wiper protectors. Then get back in the vehicle and place the key in the ignition. Turn the ignition switch on, but don't start the engine. You should hear a chime indicating that the key has been inserted. If the check engine light blinks at a rate of 3 Hertz, the inspection mode connectors are still connected. If this happens, turn the key off and locate the green 2-pole single-wire inspection mode connectors taped to the harness. Separate them and then tuck them back under the dash. Now we're ready to start the interior inspection. So again, turn on the ignition, but don't start the engine. You first need to be sure that all of the warning indicators are properly illuminated. Grab that PDI check sheet so you can check off the appropriate box as you verify system performance. If a problem is found, just leave the box blank until the problem has been corrected. The airbag indicator lamp should go off in 8 seconds and should not come back on after 30 seconds when the SRS system has completed its self-diagnostic check. In cars equipped with TCS, verify that the TCS operating lamp is illuminated and then goes off within a few seconds. The TCS warning lamp and TCS off indicator LED also illuminate in the key on position, but should go off once you start the vehicle. Now apply the brake pedal. This will release the transmission shift lock. Shift down through each gear position and verify that the red indicator bar properly aligns with the appropriate selection. If you need to access the manual shifter interlock, it is now located beneath the console cover and plug. Connect and then release the driver's and front passenger's safety belts to check for proper operation. This latest 3-point restraint system features adjustable shoulder belt positions for added comfort. Then make sure that the seat belt chime and lamp indicator go out when the shoulder belts are fastened. Next, turn on the headlights and verify both low beam and high beam operation. In the high beam position, check to see that the high beam indicator lamp is on. Also, turn the headlights off and check the high beam flasher. To do this, pull the directional lever toward you and then release it to momentarily flash the headlights. Next, rotate the headlight switch to the parking light position. Turn on the hazard lights, now located in the center of the dash, and be sure the signal indicators are working. Next, turn on the rear window defogger and note that the indicator light on the switch is illuminated. We'll verify that it's actually heating in a few minutes. Now set the parking brake. With your foot on the brake pedal, shift the transmission into reverse and prepare to get out of the vehicle. But before you do, let's check off that PDI form again, verifying that everything's okay so far. Then move to the back of the vehicle and confirm that the exterior lamps are working. Be sure the rear parking lights, hazard lights, and backup lights are illuminated. Also, run your clipboard underneath the license plate lights to check that they're both on. Now head towards the front of the car to check the front parking lights and front hazard lights. Get in the driver's side once again and turn off the hazard lights and parking lights. Turn the ignition key off, then sound the horn. And turn on the parking light switch on top of the steering column to make sure they're working. Now turn the parking lights off and the key back on. But again, don't start the engine. Use the turn signal lever and verify that both left and right signals are working. Inside and outside the vehicle. Next, press the brake pedal to see that the brake lights illuminate. Then pause a minute to update your PDI check sheet. Now let's check the windshield wiper system. The windshield wiper operates in a variety of different ways, depending upon the legacy model. All legacy vehicles have a mist wiper position, which is activated when you pull the wiper lever toward you. It's spring-loaded, so pulling and releasing the lever activates the wipers for one cycle. Pulling and holding the wiper lever toward you will keep the wipers in operation until the lever is released. The first detent down provides intermittent wiper operation. The frequency is fixed at the factory on certain trim levels. For the LS and LSI, it's variable, and the operation must be checked using the dial ring on the wiper lever. Now move the wiper lever down to the second detent position. The wipers will operate at low speed constantly. In the final detent, the wipers work at their highest speed. In station wagons, a rear wiper washer system is controlled by rotating the tip of the wiper lever. Next, operate the remote power mirror controls, checking to make sure that the mirrors move left, right, up, and down. Don't forget to check both left and right controls as well as the center off position. Then check the new audio system. First, set the clock to the proper time and then turn on the radio. When equipped, check that the automatic antenna goes up when you turn the radio on. On some legacy models, you must manually raise the antenna located in the left A pillar. Next, tune in an FM station and verify the operation of all the tuner controls. Note that the scan button control is now combined with the on-off knob. Then insert a cassette or CD if equipped and try all of the related controls. You'll also notice that the antenna retracts when a cassette or CD is inserted or the radio is turned off. Next, adjust the steering wheel by setting the friction lock and verify that it locks into position. Adjust the driver's seat. Move it backward and forward, up and down. And check the tilt and try the up and down headrest adjustments. Next, check the power window operations. Partially raise the driver's window switch and verify that the window moves as long as the switch is held. Depress the switch to the full auto detent position. The window will fully open. Check the operation of all the other windows. Leave all the windows down. Then check the window lock. All but the driver's window should be locked out when the switch is depressed. Move on to the power door locks. Lock and unlock all doors and verify proper operation. Using the driver's side master door lock, check that all doors lock and unlock with the driver's switch. Let's try all of the interior lights. Start by checking the map light, if equipped. Check the dome light in the on and off positions. Check the door position and verify proper operation. And finally, check the vanity mirror light operation, where equipped. If the vehicle has a sunroof, open the sunshade. Then check the sunroof tilt operation using the up-down switch. To open the sunroof, simply press and hold the open-close switch in the open position. Close the roof by pressing and holding the switch in the close position. You'll notice that at about the halfway point, the sunroof movement stops. Just release and depress this same switch again until the sunroof fully closes. Next, turn off the rear defogger and note that the indicator light goes out. turn off and remove the ignition key and check the steering wheel lock. Put your hand on the rear window. If it's warm, the defogger works. Also, release the trunk latch and the fuel door so they may be checked later. Now, insert the key in the driver's door. Rotate the key to the right and make sure that all doors are locked. Then turn the key completely to the left. All doors should now unlock. Visually check the door locks while listening for the unlocking mechanism as you repeat this procedure. Now check the new security system. To activate the system, lock the driver's door. The security LED will remain illuminated for 30 seconds and then begin blinking to indicate that the system is armed. Test the system by unlocking the door from the inside and attempting to enter the vehicle. This causes the horn to sound and lights to flash. To disarm the system, simply unlock either front door or the trunk lid with the key. Next, open the rear door and fasten the rear seat belts to confirm their operation. Check that all child safety locks are functioning by setting the locks, closing each door, and then reaching through the open windows and pulling the rear door handles. Then open and close the trunk. Verify that the trunk will not open with the valet key, but will open with the ignition key. Locate the jack kit in the side compartment and check all components. Check the operation of the trunk open cancel lever. With the lever in the cancel position, make sure that the trunk cannot be opened from inside the vehicle. Then make sure that the fuel cap comes off properly and that the tether is intact. Be sure to reinstall the fuel cap. With a torque wrench, confirm that all wheel lugs on each wheel are torqued to specifications. Always use the correct tightening sequence. Loosen each lug individually, then re-torque. Once all lugs are retorqued, check the air pressure in each tire, including the spare. Then update your PDI check sheet before we check out what's going on underneath the vehicle. Put the Legacy on the lift and check for any fluid leaks. Look at the steering linkage. Inspect the general condition of the underbody. Is there anything loose or missing? Are bolts and bushings secure? First, be sure that it's cool, and then tug on the exhaust system and inspect the mounts, shielding, and O2 connectors. On all-wheel drive vehicles, unscrew the gear oil fill plug on the rear differential and confirm a proper fluid level. Look over the entire underbody one more time. When you've completed the under-vehicle checks, lower the vehicle. It's now time for the road test. Before we hit the road, let's review a few basic rules. Don't play the radio except when you're specifically testing it. At all times, obey all speed limits and traffic regulations. And finally, without fail, wear your safety belts. Throughout the road test, try to see, hear, and feel things the way the customer would. Remember, if it doesn't feel right to you, it probably won't feel right to the customer. First, listen as you start the engine. Notice the cranking and the cold idle speed. Accelerate the engine and observe the tachometer. Verify that all warning indicator lamps on the dash have gone out when you release the parking brake. And on all vehicles with automatic transmissions, verify that the AT oil temp warning light does not blink. ensuring that the transmission is working properly. Be sure to check the automatic transmission fluid before leaving the garage. Also, feel the brake and clutch where applicable for sufficient pedal free play and reserve. Reset the trip odometer and proceed cautiously out of the garage. Before you get too far, test the brakes. Throughout the road test, check the acceleration. Listen as the car shifts itself automatically through the gears. Verify smooth and easy operation. Observe the steering wheel's operation and alignment. Does the vehicle pull to one side or the other? Notice steering responsiveness and road shock, if any. Verify the operation of the speedometer, odometer, and trip odometer. Signal a right turn, making sure that the turn signal operates, self-cancels, and returns to center after completing the turn. Now repeat this procedure for a left turn. Set the cruise control main switch and check the operation of the cruise control system. Now, pull off the road and set the parking brake. Next, check the heater, ventilation, and air conditioning control system. The controls on this new legacy system have an improved ergonomic design. Make sure that all of the functions work as they should. Check the upper and lower register vents for correct airflow. Also check the side window and defroster airflow. Move the sliding temperature control. Is there a change in temperature? Check each of the 5 positions on the new fan switch and turn off the system. Check off the items you have completed on the PDI form and then start back to the garage. During your return trip, check out the cigarette lighter. Then tune in a few AM radio stations to verify good reception. Once back inside, conduct the final post-road test. Now that the car has reached normal operating temperature, check the automatic transmission fluid level. Then insert the exhaust probe and connect the shop exhaust removal system into the tailpipe. Check the exhaust emissions and record them for future reference. Next, hook up the select monitor to verify the idle speed and check the system as described in the Legacy Service Manual. Now, put the vehicle back on the lift and go over the underbody one more time. Visually check for any leaks or anything that might be loose. Lower the vehicle and remove the seat covers and headrest protectors if they weren't previously removed. Inspect the upholstery and interior condition. Are there any flaws? Is anything damaged? Finally, with a careful eye, begin the inspection of the Legacy's exterior. Study the lines, paint, and general appearance of the car. Open and close the doors, checking for proper molding and fit. And don't forget to check the alignment of all the glass. Well, we're just about finished with our PDI inspection. The only real task remaining is headlight alignment. As in previous Legacy models, you'll find that the headlight assemblies have a built-in alignment system. With the vehicle parked on level ground, check the gradient on each headlamp assembly. For proper horizontal aiming, the index mark should align with the center line of the gradient. For correct vertical positioning, confirm that the air bubble is centered in the sight gauge. Finally, remove the cat's coating, wash the vehicle, and make one last check of the paint finish. Well, that's it. Get out that PDI form and make sure you've checked out everything listed. If you notice any problems that require service or repairs, contact your service manager and inform him of the problem you've encountered. If the vehicle is ready, sign and date the PDI form. Put the original copy of the form in the glove box and the duplicate copy in the dealer file. We really appreciate your efforts in conducting an effective PDI inspection. As our final quality control inspector, you ensure that new legacy owners will be satisfied with their decision to purchase a Subaru and will consider another Subaru product in the future. Only with your trained eye for detail can we ensure customer satisfaction on the delivery of their new '95 Subaru Legacy.